we are going to say goodbye to this initial phase of our extreme home renovation. I'm so excited to share the final-ish last walkthrough before we actually move into the space. We moved in where it was like really rough. Like when you're renovating, you don't have to get an inspection before you move in, so you'll see a lot of things that are pretty much undone still. So we moved in with the toilet hooked up, but not the vanity or the shower. We moved in without a kitchen sink. Do not recommend, especially if you are somebody who cooks a lot from home. Not having a sink is just so hard. It was about a week before we got a sink. I was just like, as soon as the sink got in, I just felt like my whole world changed. It was fantastic. Not saying you can't move in without a sink, but it's just really challenging. Like, you don't have anywhere to wash your hands. You don't have anywhere to brush your teeth. You're like bucket washing things, and it's just really difficult. So once our sink got put in, everything else just kind of figured itself out. We moved in the stove shortly after, along with the fridge, and then just the rest of the stuff just kind of got moved in gradually. So here's the initial walkthrough of when we just finished the flooring. We actually moved in our bedding and some rugs and some furniture and my computer before we finished the flooring, so that we didn't have to move it in afterwards, which was so nice. Just not to have to, like, you already had somewhere to sleep. You didn't have to worry about moving it in. Like I said, here's the bathroom. It has only the toilet hooked up, the vanity's not hooked up, the shower is not complete when we moved in. We also didn't realize that toilets didn't come with a toilet seat. I don't know why we didn't know that, but we didn't. The electrical wasn't quite finished, as you can see here. And then this is the flooring. Didn't it turn out beautiful? Bird's eye maple. Like, everybody wants that. If you're one of those light flooring gals, like, this was pretty much our dream flooring. It turned out so beautiful. So the sink is gonna go right there. We have the stove that still needs to be installed, and then the fridge is going right there. You can see that we didn't even refinish under there. We probably could have, but we just decided not to. So you can see what the flooring looked like before, and then that's the second bedroom / living room. And then here is our beautiful little pantry. I love that this lawyer cabinet fits in there perfectly. We just took off the glass of it, and so nice to have a little pantry. I never talked about the mini split, but that's how it's heated and cooled. And then this is my kids' room / hangout room / living room. And that's how we moved in. We will be trimming out the windows another time. That'll be a springtime project. You can see that we actually don't have any doors still. It was just literally the bare bones to move in. I'm excited to get into the next phase of just showing you how we live in this space. I mean, it's probably 600 square feet of living space, and we have 2 kids, a dog, and 2 adults living in this space. So I'm excited to kind of dive into that part of living in a rental and like fixing up the rest of it. So that's going to be coming up on the channel, and I'm just really excited to just be able to settle in, live in this space, slow down our renovation process, and just live life again. When you are in the throes of renovation, it can be really difficult to feel like you're actually living somewhere. So it feels good to have wall coverings, painted walls. You don't have kids, like, you're not worried about your kids falling through a chimney hole or through any of the floorboards or stepping on nails or sitting in dust, and just like having space for them to be kids is a huge blessing. I'm excited to just kind of settle into this home with you, take you along on that journey of living more minimally. We've gone from like owning I don't want to say huge, but we had a split level home. That's the first home we ever owned. And then we went to a small cabin, which still felt pretty big. We went to living in I don't know how many square foot our Kenosha house is, probably like 1,500 square feet, maybe 16, but it still felt very small and congested and tight. If you were around here, I started my channel around then. You'd like walk right in, you'd come into the living room, and then there'd be the kitchen. You'd walk through again to the kitchen, and then there would be the bathroom, and then we had 2 bedrooms, and then we'd go upstairs. So we didn't really use the upstairs a whole lot. There's just a bathroom up there, and then we had basement space. So I guess that is probably bigger than I'm picturing, or what I said. I'm not quite sure how many square foot. Maybe editing me will be able to put it somewhere where, I don't know. Then we went into camper living, well, okay, after we moved from Kenosha, we moved here. We lived with my parents temporarily, and then we moved into a rental, and that rental was like pretty spacious. I feel like there was like, we had two full bedrooms, a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, an office, and a bathroom. So I feel like it was pretty spacious, but we didn't bring all of our stuff in there. So I feel like that also contributed to us feeling like we didn't have a whole lot. Plus, we had a storage unit that, if you've been around here for a while, you saw me declutter that whole space. So I got rid of a lot of stuff then. I feel like I could totally go through a lot of other things. We're going to be really tackling the basement. We've been having some water leakage and stuff like that. So we have to fix that this summer. But otherwise, I don't think there'll be much progress on the rest of the home for quite a while. So I'm just going to kind of switch to more like settling into a home, making it function really well, organizing, decluttering, all the things that I enjoy doing. And then once we get back to the home renovation part, obviously I'll take you along when we get to that part again. So the attic is going to stay where it is. It's insulated. We probably won't have wall coverings on it for a long time. The first floor we need to finish demoing, and then the basement is probably going to be our priority this summer, which is not a super exciting project. We're still in the planning phases of how to fix the problems that are going on down there. There's ideas in the works. They're not my ideas, they're my husband's. Maybe someday he'll come on and chat about the basement, the problems, the things that we need to fix down there. Yeah, I'm so excited to like move on to the next phase of just living here, pausing our renovation, recouping some funds because renovating is very expensive. Doesn't matter where you are or how budget friendly you are. It just takes not only your time, but your money as well. So we're just kind of gonna pause the renovation. We'll probably do the things that are free. Once we finish the bathroom, I'll probably share that, but we still don't have a shower in there. The vanity works now, and the toilet obviously work. We finished installing the kitchen cabinets. We are going to say goodbye to this initial phase of our extreme home renovation. And like I said, I'm so excited to bring you along with like, I feel like the things that I get so excited about, like organizing a highly functioning home, minimal living, and just creating spaces that are cozy and intentional and just function really, really well. So I hope you enjoyed the series. If you are new here, go back and watch the whole thing. Can't wait to see you in my upcoming videos, and I will be sharing kind of like what we did as we moved in, the small things that we've done to kind of settle in. I feel like I've said this a million times, but I'm so excited to move on to the living portion and not just the renovating, because this year was very stressful in terms of like getting a place to live, having running water, electricity, putting all the things together. It's a lot of work. I think this is a good time to just like pause and rest for us and recoup mentally, physically, emotionally, and money-wise. It'll be nice to just have our time back and for us to just live in this small space. I hope you enjoyed the series. Again, I will be picking this up once we have projects again, but I'm excited to just share more intentional living, creating a cozy and minimal home, and I hope you are here for that. As for all the men following, I hope you enjoyed this series, and tell the ladies in your life to follow me if they need a little bit more intentionality and coziness in their life. I'll see you in the next one.